Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. We are here because we want to prepare for SAT. We have been solving SAT math problems out of this book here, the official SAT study guide. If you do not own this book already, purchase one immediately. You're going to need it. The problem that we are about to solve is the one that you will find on page number 886. Please turn to it. Page number 886. And today is our lesson number 121. On page 886 is the beginning of the ninth exam. There are 10 exams in the book. This is the ninth exam. This is second to last exam. This is the penultimate exam. We learned this word yesterday, penultimate, which means second to the last. We learned it actually in our vocabulary lessons on day number 11. Just type in vocabulary day 11 and you will find this word penultimate, which means second to the last. So that's what we are about to start, exam number 9. Number 1. It has 18 questions. This section has 18 questions. This section has 18 questions. 8 of them are multiple choice questions, and then after that we have 10 grading questions. So the scale of difficulty actually goes from 1 through 8 for the multiple choice question, and then it goes from 9 through 18 for the grading questions. So there are only 8 questions, which means first couple of them are going to be easy, the next 2 or 3 are going to be medium, and the last 2 of the multiple choice questions are going to be hard. And as soon as we finish question number 8, which is going to be very hard multiple choice question, as soon as we finish it, when we move to number 9, that's where we'll have the easiest grading question. The scale starts all over again. Number 1, we have set x. We have set x, which is 30, 31, 32 and 33, and we have set y, which is 32, 33, 34, 35 and 36. Let's see what they're asking for. Set x and y are shown above. How many numbers in set x are also in set y? Oh, for crying out loud. This is too simple. How many numbers that you see in set x which are also in y? I see 32 and I see 33. There are only 2 of them. Only 2 of them. The answer is A. Question number 2. There are only 2 of them. If Peg travels 10 miles in 2 hours, if Peg travels 10 miles in 2 hours, and Linda traveled twice as far, that's 20 miles, twice as far is 20 miles, twice as far in half the time. But half the time, half of 2 hours would be 1 hour. So Linda traveled twice as much, she traveled twice as much in half the time, which is 1 hour. Let's see what they're asking for. What was Linda's average speed in miles per hour? Well, this is very simple. This is per hour. This is 1 hour. So it's 20 miles. It's 20 miles per hour. The answer is C. Let's go on then. Number 3. Number 3. On the next page. (887). Number 3. We are told that x equals k times k minus 2. The question is, how much is x plus 1? So this is x. If we add 1 to it, if we add 1 to this side, we must add 1 to the other side. And that's it. Now all we have to do is simplify it. See what we can get here. So we get k times k, which is k squared, minus 2k plus 1. K squared minus 2k plus 1 can also be written as k minus 1 whole square. And that's our answer. That's what x is. X plus 1 is. Now if I just realized that as you look at the answer choices, there is no answer choice that's written in this form. They stop right here. They don't actually go all the way through. They stop right there. But this would have been also completely legitimate, completely correct, completely proper way to show the answer. Answer could also have been presented as k minus 1 whole squared. They don't do that. The answer is this one here, which is what you see in answer choice C. Number 4. That's it, we're done. Number 4. In number 4, we are given a graph here that looks like this. There is a 0, there is 1, and the line goes through here. Now they don't tell us how much is the x value here. They just tell us this one here. This y value is 1 here. There's your x-axis and here is our y-axis. They also, for some reason, tell us that this is 1. That is a worthless information. The fact that shows that 1 is here is worthless in the sense that actually it's not quite worthless, because what they're trying to tell us is that from 0 to here it's not 1, it's something else, it's something less than 1. If you compare it, you will see that it's not quite the same distance. So we do not know what that is. This is an unknown quantity, but that's all right. We'll work with it. The picture above shows the graph of the line y equals to ax plus b, where a and b are constant. Which of the following best represents the graph of the line y equals to 2x? 2y equals to 2ax plus b. Y equals to 2ax plus b. Well, first thing first, the first thing we realize is that when x is equal to 0, in this equation, y would be a times 0 plus b, and anything times 0 is just 0, so y equals b, which means when x is 0, y is b, which means the line goes through 0 and b. 0 and b, which is this thing right here, which implies that b equals 1, because we know that it goes through, when x is 0, we know y is 1, because they show us that. They show us that it goes through this point where y equals 1, which is where x is 0. That's the y-intercept, which means b is 1. Let's see what happens here. Similarly here, when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2 times a times 0 plus b. It doesn't matter what 2 times a is. Any quantity times a 0 is going to be 0. So again, y equals b, which means this line also goes through the same exact point. It also goes through 0 and b, which means it goes through 0 and 1. Which means the correct answer, whatever it is, must be a line that goes through this particular point. It has to go through this particular point. If it does not go through that particular point, it's not the right equation. It's not the right graph. Let's see what we can do here. A, B, C, D, and E. If you look at all the pictures there, all the graphs there, you will see that A does not go through that point. It does not go through 0 and 1. B does. B is a possible candidate. So does C. C goes through 0 and 1. D does not go through it. And neither does E. So the answer is either B or C. What else do we do now? Now the next thing we have to look at, we looked at the intercept. Now we have to look at the slope. Let's look at the slope now. Now we have to look at the respective slopes. The slope of this line is A. Slope of this line, on the other hand, is 2 times A. This line, instead of calling them this line and that line, let's call this line L. So that we don't have to keep talking about this line and that line. And let's call it line M. Line M is steeper because it has twice the slope. And that's about all we can do here. Because of the fact that we do not know what this point is, we cannot go by the exact location of it. We're looking for a line that is twice as steep, and we are down to B and C. If you look at the answer choice C, that line is actually shallower. I shouldn't have started now because I don't know how to spell shallow. It's shallower. I know you might find it peculiar, but I'm drawing a blank here. I do not know how to spell shallow. It is shallower, it is not as steep. We're looking for something that is steeper than line L. If you look at the graph in answer choice B, now that is a steeper line. This is a steeper line. That's our answer. Do you understand? And I'm going to actually do it here in a different color so we can see what it looks like. The line that they show us in B is a steeper line because it goes through about half the distance here, and the same thing. As you can clearly see, that line is a steeper line. That's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for a line with a slope twice as much of the original line. Now we don't have to worry about actually measuring it. We can just look at it because we realize that it has to be steeper, and there is just the only one left with the steeper line, because the line in answer choice C is actually shallower. It's not as steep. It's not even as steep as the original line. Do you understand? I will see you tomorrow, where we'll continue on the next page with problem number 5. Okay? Bye now.